AITA for being really crude to my nosy aunt about my sex life. For some reason, whenever my aunt calls and catches up with family, she really picks on me. She sees me as the slutty one in the family with a steady stream of boyfriends. I've only had like half a dozen and I'm nearly 25, for heaven's sake. Still, compared to her 23 years old pitch perfect valedictorian daughter, I guess I'm easy pickings. This last week, she had the nerve on a family call with my cousin, my older sis, and my dad to bring up my dating life. Something silly about how I'm getting along without meeting my BF that often. You know, I'm hungry and thirsty for sex unlike her perfect little girl. He made a really bad comment about how I should be careful and that you never know when you can get pregnant. That's why her daughter's waiting to get engaged. Little did she know, but my cousin and I are tight, so I wouldn't rat on her. In the heat of the moment, I responded, "Don't worry, I make sure it's only on my face each time. No chance of pregnancy there." My sis thought it was hilarious, my dad stifled a laugh, but my aunt got mortified. She huffed and puffed about how rude I was and how inappropriate it was to bring this up with family. Wait, sex lives are inappropriate in family conversations? Wouldn't know it from talking to her. Apparently my aunt and dad had a long call afterwards and she had the nerve to tell me to apologize to her and for setting a bad example for her perfect daughter. Sigh. I just did something lukewarm to ease off the family drama, but AITA here? If you don't want to hear about my sex life, then you shouldn't ask about my sex life. NTA. NTA, and that's hilarious. NTA. The frigging hypocrisy. Also, love how you didn't throw your cousin under the bus. I know that would have been the bigger blow to your aunt. Ob's nothing wrong having sex, but you didn't go there. Wow, thanks for all the upvotes, guys. I've never had even close to so many. My previous record was just the other day. Maybe I should go profesh. Thank you for the award, stranger. I don't think I said anything worthy of an award and all these votes, but thank you. I just want to reiterate that I am in no way saying Op should have brought up her cousin or that what she does is anyone's business but her own or in any way wrong. Else I should make that crystal. I just see so many posts where the Op is being attacked and they go for the jugular in response, but it throws an innocent third party under the bus, and I'm just really glad that didn't happen here. I'm sure life is hard enough for cousin with her mum being how she is. I'm not going there. For all her mom's obnoxiousness, she's alright. We're not super close, but she's cool. AITA for attending a party even though I was only invited as a pretty face. Last month I, 25F, got surprisingly invited to an exclusive party that entertained a bunch of tech and creative people who were killing it in their industry and are important clients of my company. The invite came as a surprise because many of my colleagues, who have been working in the company way longer than me, did not receive an invitation. I was told by a good friend of the CEO, who throws these parties, that the reason I'm most likely invited, has less to do with my work, and more to do with the fact I'm a good-looking woman and he wanted a few pretty faces around. At first, I was furious and didn't want to show up, but then I decided F/CK it. I figured it would still be a great event to network and to build those LinkedIn connections, so I went. In the end, I managed to partner up with a few of these suits and basically created a role for myself within their companies. When my sister heard of this, she got mad. She said I shouldn't have gone and what I did was morally wrong. She thinks I supported misogynistic behavior and says I should have gone to HR. I don't think I did anything wrong. I used this invite as an opportunity to advance my career and I don't feel bad about it. AITA for this. NTA for taking advantage of your boss's sexism, but I urge you to use your privilege to help out and stand up for your less genetically blessed co-workers, particularly the older women who tend to get treated as invisible, and keeping in mind that you will eventually become one of these women too. Use your powers for good. NTA. What exactly would you have gone to HR for? CEO's friend said I was only invited because I'm a pretty woman. You have no idea what the truth is, and even if it is the truth, there is no proving it. So you went and you killed it, making connections, etc. That's top quality fuck you if there was misogyny in play. I agree with this and lose the misconception that HR exists for employees. HR's primary role is to protect the company. Not saying I like it, but it's the truth. NTA. What exactly were you going to tell HR? I think I was invited to this party cause I am pretty. You had absolutely zero proof of this. As far as you know, it may have had nothing to do with your looks. Maybe your boss will randomly pick a name to be invited, in order to give them a chance to network. Maybe they actually like your work and decided to invite you based on that. Going to HR to file a complaint based on a theory with no evidence to back it up is a really good way to negatively affect your employment and potentially cause problems for other pretty girls working there now and in the future. Thought will be can't invite her cause she's pretty and she might think that's the only reason she is invited and cause trouble. NTA. To be honest, the friend who told you that you were only invited for your looks is the asshole here, and if this is true, the CEO as well for inviting people based on looks instead of work ethic and personality. Depends on how the friend went about it tbh. The friend may well have been looking out for ops' best interest. Would rather be aware of sexist undertones before getting to the party than find out the hard way when I'm treated like a piece of meat by the guy who invited me. At least this way, op went in informed and was able to control the situation more by taking an active role in directing her attention and which conversations she chose to engage in. If the friend said it because they were mad about not being invited and only told op because they wanted to bring her down, yeah, they're TA. But I'll roll with the assumption they were just looking out for her. AITA for walking in then immediately walking out of the restaurant when I saw my husband's family present for our wedding anniversary. Pardon my English, it's not my first language. This happened last week, and I'm getting scolded for what I did by everyone I told about what happened. Last week was mine 26F and my dear husband's 29M wedding anniversary. His mommy started calling asking about our plans for this year's anniversary. We've been married for 3 years BTW. My husband told her that we were gonna go out and celebrate and have dinner together. She asked if she could host the anniversary at her house instead and invite family members. It was an instant no from me. My husband seemed to be wanting it, but I already made other plans. She had us celebrate with her while we were together on a vacation for 2 weeks. That was horrific and the worst experience so far. I knew my husband was still talking to her about it, but I just let them. 2 days before the anniversary he asked if we could have a family celebration but still go to the restaurant and have good time. I felt uncomfortable. All I wanted was for some time together, alone. Plus I had other plans after dinner, and to have the family come is not logical at this point. I was working that day till 3 p.m, he didn't go to work, but was busy all morning and didn't want to say with what, so I figured he's getting me a present or something. He picked me up at 3 p.m, I remember his mom constantly calling while we were in the car. I got home, took a shower, made sure he checked with the restaurant about reservation for the night, and we left at 7 p.m. Again, his mom was talking to him on the phone in the car. I asked him why she was calling all day and he changed the subject. We arrived at the restaurant, he walked before me, I followed him, and after I walked through the door and saw his mom, dad, sister and cousin and her kids, I froze for a second. My heart dropped. I felt so much rage as he tried to get me to keep walking. His family saw me when I turned around and walked out and back to the car. He followed me and started saying sorry, but I should just go inside with him since it was already done. I yelled at him, literally just losing it, and telling him that he ruined the night I was waiting for and how he turned it into a family dinner, to which I said no from the beginning. He begged me to go inside but I refused. We argued till his mom came trying to convince me to go in. I went home in a taxi after I told them to go back and celebrate. He came home not liking that I left and refused to talk about it. His mom texted me about my behavior and how I ruined it for her son and the whole family, and that I should respect her family and stop winning and overreacting like that. Edit to answer some questions. We're in Europe / this is our 3rd anniversary. The past anniversary was celebrated with his family / this isn't the first time I experienced the same thing on other occasions. Mother-in-law gets more aggressive on Christmas and thinks she keeps stomping boundaries, and dear husband has no problem with that. NTA. Spending your entire anniversary lying and deceiving you in order to carefully arrange it so he and his family can ignore your wishes, comfort and well-being. Wow. Are you sure he's married to you and not his mummy? In fact, such a concerted effort to deceive you on your wedding anniversary is a very good reason to let it be the last anniversary he has with you. I mean, what other couples' activities and events does he want to involve mommy dearest in? Home ownership, your sex life? This is crazy inappropriate of him, and he needs to change his attitude a lot. His family, her family. When you married, you created a new family. You and him. Your family. That is what your wedding anniversary is supposed to be about. NTA 100%. That was really shitty of him. Exactly, I've been trying to make that clear especially to her, but she's so controlling and likes to think she's the decision maker in her adult son's life, and that affected me as well. I don't get to discuss things with my husband without her input. And like what happened on my anniversary, she made the final decision. Honestly, it's becoming worse. I feel helpless at this point. NTA 1. Your mill should celebrate her own anniversary as she wants, not yours. 2. I recommend couples counseling. Sounds like you're gonna need it. I considered counseling, but he says that I'm just trying to brainwash him into cutting his family out. He literally said THST during an argument we had before. So much to unpack here. 1. He is allowing his mother be the second spouse in his life. It is not normal for a couple to spend their wedding anniversaries with extended family. I'm from the US, so I recognize that this may be cultural. Frankly, it's weird as fuck that his mom wants to push so hard to spend your anniversary with you. Like, Freudian level weird. 2. Your husband knew you were adamantly against this whole thing, and he not only didn't tell his mom no, he arranged for her and the rest of his family to have dinner that you did not want to have. That's so beyond disrespectful and dismissive of your feelings. 3. Your husband needs to get it through his head that when he married you, you became his primary family. You and any kids you have, if you so choose, are his number one. His mommy is second place. She is clawing to maintain that top spot and he is letting her. He gave his mother priority on your wedding anniversary. I mean, that's just beyond the pale. All in all, NTA. Set those boundaries, and every single time he, or his mother, crosses them, leave. Ignore her texts. Block her number, whatever. You need to tell your husband that you will be handling all future couple-related things in-house and his mother is no longer a factor in the plans you two make. ETA, this is in the comments, but just so it is more easily seen, to clear it up a bit, my first point is not saying his mom is the second spouse as a ranking system wherein she is very obviously number one in his mind. I was saying that the husband has two wives, one of which is his mommy. The wording on that could have been clearer. My apologies.